YouTube? It's your boy TriniFX here, back with another trade recap. Today is Friday, and today was mixed emotions. So, on my personal account, we ended green. On my funded account, however, I hit max day loss, or max violation, I should say. So that account is gone, and let me just show you the P&L. So that's it for that account, and we'll get into it. Let me show you the execution on my personal account. All right, and we could see this was the first trade. This was the buy and a re-entry. And guys, then we had this. I had to say, thank God I exited the trade there. I don't know why I did. After price retraced into this 1 minute gap and started to trade higher, I just exited the position because I'm thinking to myself, I didn't like this price action back and forth, came down, now it's going back up. So I just closed the trade. And then this happened. So we're going to get into this today's price action. Yeah, let's get into it. So starting off on a higher time frame, this is the hourly chart. We could see yesterday's high and price just traded Asia. We came down from midnight open. We traded lower. So when I got to the charts this morning, I saw London. We had a small rally into this SIBI here, and price began to reject. However, price was respecting the 25 level on the dealing range that we're in. So we saw price just respecting there and began to trade higher. So before 9:30, this candle was about halfway. It was green. So I dropped to my 15-minute time frame to just get a better read on price and mark off any 15-minute fair value gaps that formed. This was the 1 hour fair value gap that sent price lower, and price was respecting this bullish 15-minute fair value gap. So before market opened, we began to trade higher. 9:30, we sent price back down to retest this bullish 15-minute and began to trade higher. So once price was trading higher, my initial target was Asia highs, so the relative equal highs. And then if we could have gotten yesterday's high, because these highs were looking a little too clean from yesterday and overnight. So I dropped to my 1 minute time frame to look at the candles a little more in detail. And 9:30 really didn't find an entry. We saw price rally, couldn't find an entry. Then price did not take out Asia high just yet, but began to trade lower. So I marked off my first presented fair value gap, and I saw price trade down, retest, as I said, the 15-minute fair value gap once more, and began to trade away. So I was monitoring to see if we got a reaction from this first presented fair value gap and this SIBI here, if price wanted to continue lower at that time. Once we traded higher and we inversed this first presented fair value gap, and we also inversed this SIBI, that's where I took my long. I got in a little earlier and price retraced because the candle was up here green. So I got in my entry long there. I put my stop right below the body of the candle, and I was targeting Asia high. So once price took Asia, that's where I took my profits for a 1.15% return on the account. And again, I risked 1%, guys. And after that, I still wanted to get price to take these highs from yesterday. So then price started to consolidate and chop and chop and chop. We also had a 5-minute bullish fair value gap form. So I saw price dip down into it. We also had a 15-minute bullish fair value gap forming. So right now, those signs were telling me that, okay, we're still bullish. Price began to trade higher, coming back above first presented fair value gap, traded back down, was finding some support. Once price traded above the 5-minute, that's where I took my second long. Now this trade was on my personal account. These two trades was on my personal and I took it on one of my funded accounts. So once price closed, I took my entry. I had a little tighter stop because I already got a win for the day. And price gave me this candle into the 1 minute busy that formed there. Let me just mark it out. So this is a 1 minute bullish fair value gap that formed, and I really wanted it to send price higher. So price did close below the consequent encroachment, however, began to rally. So I'm feeling good at this point in time. Once price reached above this high, guys, to be honest, I don't know what happened. I just exited my trade on my funded account because, I was not feeling right. So if you look back at the screenshots that I showed you, let me show you that once more. Right, let me just scrub this across. So this is where I entered on the close of the candle. As the candle closed and this new one opened, that's where I entered and that's where I exited. So I got out there, and before I could have reached to my funded account, we had this candle here. So even though I had my stop there on my funded account, that just price slipped straight through my stop loss. I couldn't get out. My funded account froze. So that is what liquidated my account. I hit max loss on that particular funded account. Man, those are the kind of things that have you wondering. So I believe it was either a Trump tweet or something he said that caused this drop in price. Now if we look from this high of this wick, this is where the green candle traded up to. Straight down, that was over 270 point drop in 2 minutes. It happened so quickly. This first candle just blew through my stop loss. And what do you know? Ultimately, price went up, took out my initial draw on liquidity, and price is continuing to go higher. So guys, it happens. This is what you call manual intervention. This has nothing to do with buying or selling pressure. Price has nothing to do with that. The algorithm is what runs the market. The algorithm either seeks liquidity or rebalances fair value gaps. That is all. When this happens, that's a manual intervention. So everyone who was long got stopped. Those who were short, well, they had a good payday. So it happens, guys. It was one winner. Yeah, this was a win on my personal account, but and a loss on my funded account. And that's how the day ended for me. I didn't take any more trades for the day. I exited and I was just monitoring price to see if my draw was correct initially. And that's it, guys. That's the trade recap for today. And that's it for the week. We did end green on the week on my personal funds. And I just say thank God it was my funded account and not my personal account. So that's why I actually execute on my personal account and I have that up. So I was able to exit the trade and then I would have gone to my funded account to exit the trade there. So that's it for the week, guys. Like, subscribe, share your comments in the comment section. If you haven't turned on your notification bell, do so you could always be notified when I drop another video. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.